friends. So I'm doing a quick reading on some intuitive stuff that I got through. So just to quickly run through the intuitive things. First of all, there was this sense of like comfort and support, and there could feel like a hand on my shoulder, and yeah, just this feeling of like being supported. Yeah, that's more or less it. But then there was this sudden rush and this sudden jolt, and I saw the number 10. So I don't know what that was, but rushing, jolting, and the number 10 together. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone. I could see clouds at one point, and I could see, what else? There was something else that I'm forgetting. Oh, there was a man as well. He was kind of like sat down, like maybe like sat on a step or on a chair, and he had a key in his hands. He was like looking at this key in his hands, and it's kind of like a slightly like square-headed key, and the actual key section, the bit that goes in the lock, was slightly off center. It was a silver key, and he was like playing with it in his hand, and he was like stroking the actual key part, like he was about to go and unlock something, or about to do something. So I do feel like somebody's had this jolt with the number 10, and they're getting like support now, whether this is from a friend or a family member, or even like a spirit guide, you know, like the universe is giving this person a nudge to, like the support to step forward and do something, to unlock something. I'm not sure, but then there was some other stuff, but I didn't write it all down. I was kind of in and out of sleep a little bit, and I couldn't get it all. But then there was something I heard very, 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 very clearly. I need to settle with my best friend. It was a man's voice. I need to settle with my best friend. Now, I don't know if it means like settle down, like I need to settle down with my best friend, we need to get a house together, something like that, especially with the key. Or it's like I need to settle things, like maybe there'd been an argument, and you know, they had to reach some sort of agreement. I don't know. I have to settle I have to settle with my best friend was the phrase. So I pulled some cards on it. The best friend is coming through as the Queen of Water and the Ten of Earth. So it looks like this, it could be a mother figure. It's someone who's very, very nurturing. Could be a water sign, specifically Cancerian, but doesn't have to be. It doesn't even have to be female. But it's normally somebody who's very, very open with their emotions. They have a lot of emotional control, very in touch with their emotions, intuitive, maybe even like a little bit, you know, those people who kind of know how you're feeling when you've not even said anything, those kind of people. So supportive, loving, nurturing, wears the heart on the sleeve, very open with their emotions, very expressive. They could do something artistic that involves their emotions, like painting, drawing, writing poetry, these kind of things. Not necessarily, but could be. The Ten of Earth indicates that this is someone who there were shared resources with this person, or shared finances. The Ten of Earth indicates that there's multiple people involved, and there's material things involved. So money, home, business, something like this. So something was shared with this Queen of Water, Queen of Cups character, and this was the best friend. So moving swiftly on. The underlying is the Ace of Fire. Now, I do believe that somebody has something that they're passionate about. It's something new. It's something that feels divinely directed. It could be that this person is moving into a new relationship, but it doesn't have to be. It could be some sort of passion project, an idea that they want to get off the ground, but something they want to do, but there's a lot of passion behind it. So this is what's underlying and motivating the reading. The 3 cards that have come through for specifically when I asked what does this mean, I have to settle with my best friend. I have to settle with my best friend. What does this mean? I was given the Fool card, the Ace of Air, and the Six of Water. You can see I've clarified underneath there. So you can also see that all looking back at the past, and the Six of Water is a card about nostalgia, about thinking about the past, about thinking things through from the past. So this could even be, it's funny because I've been thinking about my best friend from high school who I've kind of lost touch with. So it could be something similar. Normally, whatever I'm thinking about, it's because it's resources that I need for the reading to understand the reading. So yeah, best friend from the past, thinking about the good times, having a lot of nostalgia about the relationship, all this looking back energy. Now with the Fool card and the Ace of Air, it's like somebody wants to take a leap back, you know, maybe even getting back in contact. Aces are about new things, so it could be revealing a piece of information, or speaking a truth, or having some sort of idea that they want to do, but it does involve this kind of like returning or going back energy. Funny again with this key that I saw, it's like maybe like a key to an old house or an old property or an old something that was shared with this person. So yeah, the Fool card is like a leap of faith. Now these two cards both have an aspect of feeling divinely guided. This is something that this person feels like they have to do. It's like it just feels like now's the time, it's fate, I know I've got to do this. So a bit of a gamble here with the Fool, but it feels divinely guided, taking a leap of faith back to the past with some kind of information or news or something that needs to be said or done. This is like a light bulb moment, a moment of clarity, and it could be it's definitely something about the past, could be also some kind of soulmate connection here. Now soulmates doesn't necessarily mean we have to live happily ever after together. Basically anyone who's important in our life is considered a soulmate. So you could say that your mother was a soulmate, you know, you could say that your best friend or your you know, somebody, a co-worker was a soulmate, anybody who has a big impact in your life and who there's a strong bond with, right? So it doesn't have to be romantic. It's coming through with best friend. So yeah, definitely shared memories here, nostalgia, somebody who is important in this person's life. Okay, let's move these aside a second and look at the Fool card a bit more closely. So I clarified the Fool card. I got the Ten of Air and the Four of Earth to start with. So what this tells me, I'm just going to check in the viewfinder that you can see this clearly. Yeah, this tells me that this leap of faith, this jumping back into the past, you can see again they're all turned backwards towards the past. There was something that happened here. I feel like it is something that happened in the past where somebody felt like there was some sort of betrayal. It could be that somebody felt betrayed by God. You can see that this person's looking up at Fedez, betrayed by fate, something like this. Or it could just be that this person felt like they stabbed the best friend in the back, or the best friend stabbed them in the back. The Ten of Air is an ending, something that ended and it was painful. It feels like something that was unresolved between these two people, possibly. The Four of Air talks about healing from something, mentally healing from something. So it talks about having to have a bed day or a day in rest. It can talk about sickness. Normally it's quite mild. It's like, oh, I've got I'm feeling a bit ill, I need to have a week in bed, you know. It can talk about mild stress, mild anxiety. There's other cards that are more severe. So this is sort of like, I've been processing this, I've been healing, I've been thinking things through, I've been taking my time to come to terms with whatever this betrayal, this ending, this painful Ten of Air energy was. So somebody's really thought this through. I clarified the betrayal, the Ten of Air. Why is this here? Now, it's not very clear to me what this means, but I'll show you what came out. I'm going to be honest if I'm not sure what this is. It comes through the messenger of Earth, which is Virgo energy. Again, it doesn't have to be these signs. The Fool is Aries. I didn't mention that, but there you go if you want to hear the signs. Again, we are all affected by all the star signs and the planets at some point. So you don't, unless it's like, yes, that is exactly that star sign, don't weigh too heavily on the actual signs. But the messenger of air is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is information or action being taken, or a gift being given, but it's something that was very, very slow moving. The Knight of Pentacles tends to be very slow and steady. So slow and steady movement towards happiness here, shared happiness. The Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is the perfect day, or the happy ending. You know, it's good feelings, good vibrations, enjoying life with the people around you. You know, those moments where perhaps this person's been looking back at pictures from the past and remembering the happier days. But there's something about, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong here. This is the thing. I don't understand why the Ten of Swords would be clarified by two fairly positive cards. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving, but that can be a good thing, you know, where the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Swords tends to rush in and out. Then the Knight of Pentacles or the Messenger of Earth is much more steady. They think about what they're doing, they take the time to do it right. So strange to me that that should be what clarifies the Ten of Air, but there you go. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to put these in reverse or get different cards out. You know, I'm going to tell you what comes through, and if I don't understand it, I'm going to say. So maybe that makes a little bit more sense to you than it does to me. So next on the list, oh, I just got, sorry, just as I was putting them away, I was drawn to the angel wings, and they were giving me Robbie Williams, I'm Loving Angels Instead. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone. I'm Loving Angels Instead by Robbie Williams. The next card to come along, the Ace of Air. So again, this is the truth spoken, the idea, the sudden realization. Now it could be, do you know what? It could be that somebody's flying, because I'm really being drawn to the wings. Now it could be that you're guided by angels. I did say that there was that feeling of being supported, of having someone's hand on your shoulder. So it could be that somebody's it could just be like ancestral guides, somebody who's on the other side, who's you know, an ancestor, a family member, a best friend who's passed over, who's supporting you. But yeah, it could also be that someone's flying. I'm not seeing any other cards, I don't think, that would indicate that, but I'm just getting it from those cards. So that could be for somebody there. Here we have the Ace of Air, which was clarified by all these cards. So quite a lot of cards. How do I do this so that you can see them all? So we've got 2 cups here, definitely a best friend. We've got the 6 of cups, which indicates a soulmate connection, a strong connection in your life, not necessarily romantic. And the 2 of water, again, 2 of cups. This is 2 people, probably, yeah, definitely best friends. I don't know what else to say, best friend energy. 2 people who get along very well. They know what each other are thinking very often because they know each other so well. They can look at each other across room and catch each other's eye and be like, we're on the same page. So it's that kind of connection we're talking about here. So what I'm seeing with this Ace of Air, this truth, this revelation, this information, going back to this past situation, the 8 of Air talks about feeling very trapped, mentally trapped, not knowing how to take the next step. Now, the 9 of Air is also here. So you've actually got 3 cards here about somebody really being in their own head. The 4 of Air, Air indicates swords. Swords are your thoughts, mental things. So yeah, anxiety. Now I did say that this is mild anxiety, mild stress, and there's worse cards. The worst card is here, the 9 of Air. That is severe anxiety, severe mental health issues, severe stress, nightmares, really feeling, really getting in your head and struggling with your own thoughts. There's actually a lot of sword energy here, and swords can also indicate communication, so this could be difficult communication. But here, the 8 of Air, somebody feeling trapped, not knowing which direction to take. The 2 of Fire is some kind of choice point or decision that needs to be made. Do I go left? Do I go right? Now again, I want to draw your attention again to how most of the cards are facing backwards. These 3 all facing backwards, facing backwards, facing backwards, facing backwards. The fish in 2 different directions. So actually that tells me something. That tells me that one person could be heading backwards and one person could be heading forwards. One person could live very much in the past, in about, you know, the things that had happened. One person could be ready to leave the past behind and move forward, which explains why we're getting things like the Ace of Fire and the Ace of Air. Oh, Queen of Air as well there. I didn't see that before. Lots of air energy. So a choice point, a decision. Do I go back? Do I go forwards? Now with the Ace of Fire underlying this, I do feel like, you can see here, there's these 2 lanterns. I do feel like somebody passionately wants to move forward with something. Now, I don't know if this return to the past is a permanent return to the past, or if they're returning to settle something, to make amends, to apologise. So I'm not quite sure. There is a decision point. It could go 2 ways, right? Now, the messenger of air, going back to the past, this is the Knight of Swords that I was talking about before, where we had the Knight of Pentacles, who's very slow moving. The Knight of Swords is fast moving. This is, I'm going to take action, I'm going to communicate something, I'm going to go and speak my truth. I'm really in my head about it. This is like overthinking this. How do I, could be that I don't know how to communicate. I'm trapped in my own head. I don't know how to communicate, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to communicate and do the things that I need to do. It's like action being taken, a decision to do something, a lot, really, really getting stuck in their own thoughts. But it is about this Two of Cups. It is about this best friend, soulmate, pairing. It is about this connection. I need to settle with my best friend. So yeah, the Nine of Air is a lot of stress and anxiety over what this person's doing, but there's very fast movement here. I do feel like it could be that somebody suddenly moves instinctively. It could be that somebody knows that they have to do this now. This could be, I know what I have to do. And the Fool card, again, Aries energy. It's like all of a sudden there's this, I know what I've got to do. I'm in my head about it, but I'm doing it kind of energy. Now we've got this Six of Cups. Six of Cups, soulmates, nostalgia. This came in with the Page of Water and the Magician card. So I feel like this could definitely be an apology. Now, I could also read it as a small gesture, the heart opening, a small gift, a small offering, a small love token, a small hey, how are you doing? You know, the Page of Water can come in with like a small emotion. With the Magician card, who's a much stronger energy, it could be that somebody's either manifesting an apology, manifesting an opening in this connection, but I wasn't really getting that. I was getting there's memories here of the past. There's memories of perhaps this person betrayed the best friend. Perhaps they were betrayed by the best friend. But it's coming in with this, I need to make things right. So I'm going in with an apology because I was somewhat deceptive. The Magician card is ruled by Mercury, Virgo, Gemini energy, and it's it can indicate a slight deceptive energy. Not to say anything bad about Virgos and Gemini, it's just an aspect of being ruled by Mercury, right? The mischievous messenger god. My inkling was this is an apology for some kind of underhandedness or some kind of secrecy or something in the past. So I clarified the Magician, and indeed I got the Three of Air in reverse and the Seven of Air. Now the Seven of Air is a card about deception, about wearing a mask, about sneaking around at night. It's very much a sneaky card, sneaky energy, which is what I was picking up on from this Magician card. So, and then the Three of Air is healing from heartbreak. In this way, the Three of Swords, so much swords energy in this reading. Someone's really put a lot of thought into whatever this is. Yeah, Three of Swords is heartbreak. In the reverse, it's healing heartbreak, getting over heartbreak, coming out the other side, healing heartbreak, apologizing, understanding that they have to apologize to a friend from the past because of some kind of deceptive behavior. So there we go. That's what I've got so far. So I don't want to push too far. I don't want to everybody's dirty laundry out in public, right? If it's your reading, it's your reading. If it's not resonating, it's not your reading. Leave it for whoever's reading it is. There's two people though clearly in this reading. There's the person who's had the light bulb moment, who's preparing to take action in regards to this connection from the past. I feel like it's almost like resolving something so they can move forward with the Ace of Fire. I could be wrong. It could be apologizing in the hopes that they can rekindle, maybe like relight the spark in this connection. I'm not sure. Excuse me a second. Someone was just telling me about an adventure. I won't say any more than that because, yeah, you don't need to know, but... okay, so... Oh, I should say as well, the song that randomized for this reading was 8 by Billie Eilish. So I do recommend you go and look up the lyrics to that song, 8 by Billie Eilish. There's definitely... that's definitely about a connection from the past. So that may be significant, it may not be. I'm going to ask about the main person in this reading, the person who's had this light bulb moment. They've been thinking a lot about the past. They're taking some sort of leap of faith backwards towards this best friend. Oh, that's too many cards. They are saying go the distance though. So I think they are saying you need to do this, right? Can I get relationship advice, please? Oh my goodness, clean it up. Can I get one card, please? This person is definitely stuck in their own head. Can I get... Right, hang on, let me be clear. So the person who I heard say, I need to settle with my best friend, that person, please can I get one card, relationship advice, for the person who I heard say, I need to settle with my best friend. Can I get one card, please? Relationship advice, exchanging gifts. So it could definitely be a present involved. We'll find out. Maybe you need to go with a gift in your hand. Maybe they're telling you don't show up empty-handed. The law of giving and receiving, currency trade-offs, weighing costs and determining value. Relationship message. Love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. The Six of Cups, I didn't mention this, but it is a card about equal give and take, as is the Two of Cups. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. I'm annoyed with myself because when I was talking about my son, he's Pisces, and this card here does talk to me about Pisces energy. And when I was talking about my son, the card flashed back up again in my eyes. And I was getting Open My Heart by Madonna. Open your heart to me, baby. You hold the lock. No, I hold the lock and you hold the key. And I didn't say it. And now I'm kicking myself because literally it's there. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. Perhaps this is somebody returning to a friend and saying, you know, you're more than a friend to me. I want to settle down with you. I want to build a life with you. You know, it could be, let's take this to the next level. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So to the friend. So the best friend then, this energy. The best friend. Can I get, if the best friend's watching, can I get relationship advice, please, for the best friend? One card, please. Relationship advice for the best friend. Relationship advice for the best friend. Okay, can I get relationship advice for the best friend, please? Mending, yeah, so it could definitely be mending a relationship. We've also got, I'm not going to read it. Oh, okay, truth be told. Here's the truth. This is a card literally about the truth. So I think be receptive. This is also a card about being receptive. Yin energy, be yielding, be receptive to what this person has to say. I'm going to read this for both. I feel like this is for both. So 52 though. So this is for the best friend, 52. Any of these numbers may be significant for you as well. So we've got 27, 14 and 52. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Yeah, settle with my best friends. It feels like settle an argument then, right? Mending. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. Open your heart, right? He's literally, look, he's got his chest open. Open your heart. Both of you open your heart, right? And equal give and take. Be receptive to what the other person's saying. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. I want to say that the Queen of Cups has an open heart. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. Well, I think the answer is clear here on both sides, right? It's time to settle. It's time to settle an old argument. Honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. People will tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based in your personality and experience up till now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back, speak your truth and listen. Well, I think that is really clear. I feel like that advice was really on point. So maybe if you want to, just go back and listen to that advice again. But the key features: open your heart, be receptive. This is to both people. Open your heart, be receptive, speak your truth, listen to what the other person's truth is, understand that you can both have different truths and it's okay, and then take steps to find common ground and figuring out how to move forward. Now, for some of you, this might be a goodbye. This might be, I'm moving on, but I need you to understand my truth and I want to hear your truth about this situation. And then we're going to close this door on good terms and we're going to move forward. We're going to go our separate ways, right? What do we see here? So it doesn't have to be. I mean, I don't know what the outcome's going to be. It depends on how receptive you both are, right, and what you both want, but these fish are swimming in different directions. The playing a Lana Del Rey song in my head, it came through, I want to say it came through for the last Tell Me Anything reading or just after, and it's actually one of Libra's songs for Monday, but it's I hope at the gate they'll tell me that you're mine. There's this thing about gates, keeps coming through, not in just my reading but in other people's reading. This other, I don't know, gates could be again airport. There's gates at an airport. I hope at the gates that you tell me you're mine. So yeah, somebody's expressing the truth, telling someone how they feel, wanting to settle an old argument, find common ground, and either work together moving forwards, which I think is entirely possible if both people are open and receptive to that, or, you know, shaking hands and going your separate ways on good terms. So whoever this reading is for, I really, really hope this was helpful for you. I hope it gave you some clarity, and I hope I didn't add to that mental confusion. Huge amount of swords energy here. This is strong communication and action and a lot of thought. So if you're the best friend and somebody comes at you like this, please be open and receptive to what they say, because this means a lot to that person, I want to say. All right, do take care, guys. Do look after yourselves no matter what happens. There will be some more songs in the description box down below for you. I'll randomize some more songs as I'm uploading this video. Everything's shifting. It's really weird. I've got this weird sensation of like things like shifting like that. It's really strange. Yeah, I feel like there is a timeline here. This is a situation that could go different ways. So good luck. Do take care, be receptive, be honest, be truthful with yourselves and others, and bring more love into the world no matter what direction your life is taking you. Do take care, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hello friends, so I've got a quick Tell Me Anything reading today. Hopefully it's going to be a quick one. My daughter is in the room tapping away. She's playing Sims in the background, so you may just you may hear a bit of tapping. I'll try to be quiet for you guys. Thank you. So what we've got here, the two cards that I originally pulled out were Deep Freeze and Golden Palace. So immediately I got frozen assets. So I don't know if somebody's dealing with some frozen assets. I kind of got a bit of a vibe. I've not seen any kind of like death or coffin energy here, except for the Judgment card, which is death and rebirth. So I'm not getting so much that it's like somebody's undergoing like an immediate passing of someone, but I'm getting kind of like monument vibes from the statue and things like this. Sort of like a funeral oration, or like somebody engraving a monument to an ancestor or something. We have got Hilarion on the underline of the deck that I'm going to use for your advice card, which does talk about ancestry. You can see here this kind of figures in the background. This talks about Hilarion can help you access your ancestors' records and things like that. If you're doing like ancestry or any, you know, family history, tapping into the Akashic records. Like, this is all kind of talking about that. So it's not like maybe somebody wants to put up some kind of memorial to an ancestor or something that happened in the past. But with this kind of frozen assets thing, it's almost like maybe somebody's assets are tied up in some kind of legal situation, with the Justice card here and imprisonment and message, talking about contracts and things being kind of frozen here. With things like deep freeze and the Five of Pentacles and imprisonment, it's almost like there's nothing you can do at this time. You know, it's going through the courts. All you can do is kind of look after yourself, rest. This talks about like have a rest day. You know, it's not a time for action. It's a time for, you know, use the time that you're given to have a bed day, which is what I've been doing all morning. I was just in bed watching movies. It was great. So have a bed day, rest, take time out. You don't have to push forward at this time. It is what it is kind of energy. Golden Palace talks about possibly coming into a bit of money, possibly a little bit of wish fulfillment going on, things going your way, assets being unlocked, money being unlocked, maybe somebody's inheriting a house, that kind of thing. So yeah, it could be that there's money on the way, but right now it's going through the courts, you can't do anything about it. So we'll see. But back to the kind of monument thing, we've also got high honour in the underlying here. Now, high honour, false person as well. It's interesting. I'm getting this kind of vibe of like, if it's not somebody who's passed away, it's somebody who's kind of saying, what legacy do I want to leave? How do I want people to think of me after I'm gone? What do I want my friends and family to say about me? What is your reputation? This kind of thing. So this man is a bit of a mature man. He's knowledgeable. He may have travelled the world a little bit. This doesn't tend to be you, unless this is somebody projecting into the future selves. This tends to be somebody who's like a father figure. So not necessarily. If you're a man watching this, maybe you are a mature man, in which case if you want to take it as you, absolutely do so. But normally if you're a man watching this, the main male card would come out to say this is you. So this is more like, who do you think of? Who's your father figure? That kind of thing. Could be a boss, could be, doesn't have to be a direct father, could be grandfather, you know, that kind of person. But yeah, it's almost like, what is this person's legacy? Maybe somebody's done some family history. They've uncovered this character. Maybe this character was a bit controversial. It's like, I want them to be remembered well. I want them to be remembered in high honour. Could be something like this, because excuse me, deep freeze with this lion here who's kind of like a statue. It's kind of like Aslan as well. Maybe there's some kind of Lion, Witch in the Wardrobe, Narnia reference going on there. Flying, oh my goodness, I didn't even know that was there. I think somebody could be taking a flight. I've got quite a few things through this week about, I was seeing clouds. Somebody got the song Aeroplanes. Somebody else got another song that was like, oh, Ray of Light. Virgo today got Ray of Light, faster than the speed of light, she's flying. So, somebody could be taking a literal flight, is what I'm guessing from that. Maybe related to this reading. It may just be that message continuing to come through different readings. We will see. Of course, someone's taking a flight. People are always taking flights, but it could be particularly relevant to somebody who's watching my readings at the moment. It could be astral travel, which came through in somebody else's reading. You can see here this Judgment card. She's her soul is kind of projecting upwards. So I'm all over the place. With Deep Freeze and Golden Palace, I was kind of getting like stone monuments. Now, I couldn't quite get the quote that I was trying to get, but I was led to, I thought it was Shakespeare. There's some kind of literary quote that's on the tip of my tongue and I'm not quite getting it. But when I kind of Googled it, what came up and what fits very well is Sonnets 55 by Shakespeare. So excuse me for the poetry lesson, but it's not marble, not the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme. But if you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone, besmeared with sluttish time, when wasteful wars shall our statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory, the living record of your memory, right? High honour, Hilarion, right? Living memory, what people who are alive think of you at the time. against death and all obvious enmity. Shall you pace forth, your praise shall still find room, even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out to the ending doom. So till the judgment that yourself arise, the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. So it feels like the poem is very, very fitting to the cards that are on the table here. It could be that somebody can't afford to give somebody a big statue in their memory. It could be, you know, I don't have the assets, I don't have the money to leave behind, you know, to donate money to have a wing built in a museum or something like this. It could be I have to do something small, I have to just scatter this person's ashes and do something that's humble. But somebody's memory can live on through their ancestors, through the family, through the people who love them. Interestingly, the Lovers card popped out, but it wasn't in response to any particular question that I was asking, so I put it back away. So there could be a lover involved. It's like, I'll remember you, like you'll be alive in my memory, that kind of thing. Judgment does talk about death and rebirth. It can also talk about a major transformation in somebody's life. So if somebody's been through a certain set of circumstances in their life and they're ready to completely leave it all behind and transform their life and move on to something new, the Judgment card can kind of pop out. It also talks about following your soul's calling, doing what you feel guided to do spiritually. Yeah, it's a revival. It can indicate a situation that perhaps has been in deep freeze, something that's kind of been on the back burner, and it's getting picked up again. So it could be indicating some kind of project or a relationship that's, you know, maybe somebody got frozen out of a family dynamic, maybe somebody's not spoke to the father for a while. This would say there's a revival of that relationship. Again, it's up to you, you know. You don't have to do what the cards are telling you. If you don't want to get back with anybody or make amends with anybody, you don't have to. The Five of Pentacles here, though, does talk about feeling out in the cold, feeling like the door's been shut to you, feeling like you've been rejected. So that could be for somebody. I do think there's a bit of a question about doing the honourable thing or doing something that is dishonourable with the Devil card here. What I feel like I'm kind of getting with the soul calling and high honour, it is a case of people wanting to be well remembered, wanting to be respected, wanting to have done the honourable thing. But the Devil keeps us chained, he keeps us trapped, he keeps us small. Now, I'm not talking about the literal devil, I'm talking about the Devil card and how it applies in the tarot. The devil is something within us that keeps us small and trapped. So it could talk about our own feelings of I'm not good enough for this, I can't open that door, I don't have the skills, I don't have the talent, you know, a bit of paranoia even, nobody wants to be friends with me. So it's our own thoughts, our own shadows that keep us small and keep us trapped, and don't let us do the things we want to do. So what I'm seeing here with this imprisonment, now it could be that somebody's literally imprisoned. I did have a reading the other day where this character was it ended up with them being imprisoned in the gilded bird cage of their own making. It's like they had a beautiful house, but they were trapped in it. They couldn't leave that life. So we could be talking about something similar here. But the lovely thing about these two cards, because this, now the Three of Wands and Justice clarified the message, but imprisonment was clarified by the Five of Pentacles. And what you can actually see on this card is that there's a key right there. She just has to look up and understand that she already has the key to get out of this situation, to get through the door. So it could be that somebody has a bit of a lack mentality or victim mentality where they're perceiving themselves as unable to do something, but actually it could just be, again, I'm not sure, but it could just be a change in mindset, or a thought here with an idea, the Ace of Swords, which will get this person free and untrapped. So again, I don't know your personal situation, I don't know how relevant that is, but the imagery on these cards suggests that there is a way to get unstuck if somebody's feeling very, very stuck here. I do feel like there's a bit of a waiting game going on. As I said, deep freeze is like, you can't do anything right now, take a time out, it's not the time for action, so make good use of your time. You know, what can you do? And if that means go to bed and rest and save your energy, then do so. Because the Three of Wands is also a card about waiting for your ships to come in. Now, it can literally be waiting for a return on your investment, waiting for money to come your way. It can also be waiting for the time to travel. So it has an element of like boats, and does carry a little bit of a sense of global travel travel. So somebody could definitely be wanting to take a flight or take some kind of journey somewhere, possibly overseas, possibly to a different country. But again, COVID restrictions and things like this could be keeping them imprisoned. The Justice card can talk about legalities, you know, legally, am I able to travel? Legally, can I cross that border? So it could be issues with getting a visa. Perhaps somebody wants to work abroad and they're waiting for the visa application to come back. Perhaps they're waiting for the passport. Justice card is legalities, contracts, paperwork, all these kinds of things. The Justice card is also Libra energy, and it comes in with a feeling. If I wanted to attach like feelings and emotions and things to the Justice card, it is high honor. It is, I want to do the right thing. I want to do this by the book. I want to do this the right way. So it does talk about honor and truth and integrity. It's really interesting that false person is underneath that. It is almost like, which route do I take here? Do I wait patiently and do the honorable thing and go through the court system and do it right? Or do I perhaps do something that's a bit more underhand? I think the leaning here in this reading is to do it the right way, but I will pull you an advice card. I don't know what that's going to say. So yeah, the Golden Palace, as I say, it does talk about possibly coming into, it could be like a work contract that's very profitable or something like this. With message and justice, it does feel like somebody's going to receive some kind of official paperwork or an official letter. It doesn't have to be a letter, it can be an email, some kind of correspondence here that could be somewhat official. I do feel like somebody's waiting for this correspondence, could be waiting in their home. They are feeling trapped, they are feeling imprisoned, they're being asked to wait and be patient. Over here, the Golden Palace was clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. Now, this is really, really nice because the Ace of Swords is clarity, it's a light bulb moment, it's a sudden realization of truth. It is truth, and it can indicate communication as well. So this is communication, this is communication, this can indicate communication, this is waiting for communication. So, and you can see here with the imagery, somebody has been feeling very, very stuck, but it could be that they are getting more free with the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is it's kind of like feeling like a kid again, going out, having fun, feeling very, very free, feeling like you can go out and explore the things that make you passionate. So it's going from feeling very trapped to feeling very free. Now, I did have a reading for Virgo, which went up today, where somebody was feeling trapped. They had the Eight of Swords. It's like they were trapped in the 3D environment, and literally they had like devil energy around them. You may have had a peek at what was under there then, which I'll talk about in a second. So it's like, I am trapped, I am chained, I cannot get out of this situation. So instead of escaping physically, I'm going to escape mentally. So we may have an element of that as well with this kind of astral projection or dreaming. Maybe somebody's sleeping, they're dreaming, they're projecting. Again, flying. Virgo had Zephyr in the sky at night. I'm flying, Madonna. And here you can see it's actually her thoughts are allowing her to escape the situation. It's her thoughts that allow her to feel free and not chained. So there's something here as well, finally, about pushing through the devil energy, pushing through our own thoughts, our own perception of feeling trapped. Often, 99% of the time, unless we're literally under house arrest, it could be somebody under house arrest, you know, if we're in prison, if we're under house arrest, if there's some kind of legality where you cannot leave this situation, most of the time the trap is of our own making. It's because we tell ourselves we can't leave, we can't do that thing that we want to do. We tell ourselves we're trapped, we tell ourselves there's, you know, you're not good enough to get out of that situation. Most of the time it's a trap of our own making, the gilded birdcage of our own making, if you will. And so what we have to do is face our own inner demons and push through them. So what I'm seeing here with these three cards is this, and here as well, the Nine of Swords, this is what I'm saying, it's our own anxieties and fears and stresses, our own shadow side telling us we're not good enough. This is what I'm seeing here. It's like we have to push through that. We have to, it's almost like somebody could be getting an offer as well from the devil. Perhaps somebody is very, very stuck and they're getting tempted to almost get like a payout or a bailout, or maybe take a loan from a loan shark, something like this. It's like, I do feel like somebody's being offered a way out of the situation. It's kind of like the quick way out, I want to say, and it's the dishonourable way out. So I wouldn't go for that if that's your situation. Again, you've got the false person there. So this could very much be somebody to avoid in your circumstances. Interesting, you've got adjudication there as well. as well, and journey. So again, could be travel visas, definitely. But I want to say that whatever this trick is, whatever this thing is that's actually going to get you further trapped, almost like you know, a Chinese finger trap. The more you try and escape it, the more trapped you get. It's like you have to push past this. Again, it could be your own fears. Take action, push through, persist beyond whatever this energy is for you, and that's when you're going to get your freedom, your clarity, the happy days on the other side of this thing that you're having to push through. I do feel like it's very, very stressful with that Nine of Swords there. All right, I'm going to get you advice. So if this is your situation, I think immediately what I'm seeing from the cards is don't take the quick ways out. Don't take any situation, any bailout, any kind of quick fix. I feel like it's going to get you further trapped. So for example, if you're short of money and you take out a loan from one of these quick loan companies, often they have really extortionate rates, interest rates, so you actually end up paying back sort of triple or 5 times, you know, ridiculous amounts of money more than the initial loan. So I want to say that if you are in a situation where you can wait for your next payday, or you are waiting for money to come in through the court system, I think you have to I would say, based on this reading, and again, it can just be a story, it doesn't have to be a reflection of your own personal life, but I would say wait, keep waiting. With the Deep Freeze card and the Three of Wands, I think keep waiting for the high honour road here. Don't take any offers that are quick fixes or anything that feels a little bit fishy or underhand, especially, you know, like could be friends who are trying to trap you in some sort of way. Definitely, I think a really good test if you're not sure, is to say, oh, brilliant, thank you for that offer. I'm going to take some time to consider it. Can you give me another week? And if they push you, if you feel like they're trying to push you into something, they've normally got an agenda. Somebody who's genuinely got your interests at heart would be like, all right, well, the offer's there, you know, let me know. No problem, we can wait a week. I hope you get your money through the other thing a bit faster. I think if it's somebody who's got ulterior motives, they're probably going to try and push you. So that's a good test. Doesn't always apply, especially if they're watching this reading too, so just be careful of that. But yeah, and watch out for quick fixes. Taurus had something similar as well. Taurus had something where it was like, take the long road, it'll pay off much better in the long term. All right, so I'd also say go and watch Sun Tarot's reading if you are Virgo, because I'm doing this on the day that Virgo's reading went up. The journey, look at that as well, their journey. We've seen that twice now. Somebody could definitely be like wanting a visa or something like that. A lot of court energy, a lot of legal energy in this reading. If you, what was I going to say? If you are Virgo or you've got strong Virgo in your chart, there was also a really interesting reading by Sun Tarot. She just published it yesterday, where she, I mean, I'd prefer you to go and watch her reading. I don't want to kind of steal her stuff, but she had something about somebody almost being somebody trying to frighten somebody out of a place. So if this is something where perhaps there's a property, a contested property, it's almost like sort of like squatters' rights, but not squatters' rights. It's like it's hard for the court to kick somebody out of a property, especially if they've got children. So it's almost like if you can wait it out, and it may be that you're getting because I saw a message of concern there as well. It could be that somebody's trying to scare you out of the property with legal notices, like we're going to send the bailiffs around, we're going to evict you. I feel like if you can delay, it's almost telling you wait it out, stay in place, wait it out. So do go and watch that Sun Tarot reading if that sounds like it could be relevant, because I think there's something interesting there. There's some kind of legality where it's like if you're in the property, you've got a better chance, where if you are you know, you get scared and you leave the property, somebody else could move in and then they've got the upper hand. So it's something like that that's coming through. All right, so, and this could be why it's really, really difficult. It could be that you can't leave, it's something like somebody can't leave the property, somebody can't leave the, so they feel very, very trapped. Do trust your own judgment on that one. I'm just giving you sort of ideas. So if that sticks, then it's just maybe giving you a different way of thinking about your situation. But obviously get legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. Okay, So whoever this reading is for, can I get a card? That's quite a few. Really interesting. You've got the King of Keys. That's really interesting. All this thing about locks and keys, right? King of Keys, the Queen of Scrolls, and Archangel Michael. Lovely. So you are protected at this time. If you have children, you are absolutely, those children are protected. That's the meaning of that card for me. I really like seeing Archangel Michael in readings. Again, if you don't worry about if you're not particularly religious, just see it as could be some kind of spiritual presence, some kind of, it could be the universe looking after you. However you see it, right? You've got angel assistance or spiritual assistance at this time is the way that I read that card. So yeah, really, really good card to see. I really like it when I get that card. King of Keys then. Obviously, don't be ridiculous, don't do anything stupid, but if you are worried about your children, I'd take that as a reassuring sign. Obviously, take proper precautionary measures, especially if you feel like you have to protect your property in some sort of way from some sort of external threat. I'd say definitely get legal advice if that's your situation, financial and legal advice from somebody who's impartial. Right, the King of Keys. The King of Keys rides a splendid horse towards a great castle in the distance. He is happy and at ease as he travels home. This is an entrepreneurial man with a civil or commercial authority. He is confident, astute, and perhaps overly focused on his work or career. Though he can be very thoughtful and helpful to you in business or financial matters, he is often more goal-orientated than people-orientated. Keep this in mind if this man turns out to be a love interest for you or another. Whether the King of Keys represents you or another, be on the lookout for a major promotion and a heightening of income, or a furthering of career achievements. Careers in finance, real estate, so funny because that's what we've been talking about, finance and real estate, right? Careers in finance and real estate and business are typical for the King of Keys, but management in any industry can be forthcoming. Then this may also be a good time for self-employment and business expansion for you or a man in your life. It could be this mature man, right? So close your eyes and feel yourself step into an important position of power and wealth. Please allow me to introduce myself. Excuse me, it could just be indicating that there's a Capricorn involved, by the way, when you see the Judgment card, so don't worry about that too much. You become the King of Keys and you feel yourself straighten and lift with a new strength and authority. As you survey your world, decide which part of your life you would like to approach with a greater sense of rulership. I'm going to pull a card actually on that King of Keys. Can you get me a card on the King of Keys, please? Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, be really wary of contracts at this time. The Queen of Swords in reverse could indicate, in the upright, this is like somebody's really crystal clear on something. Somebody's they've got the mind made up, they've drawn the boundaries, they've drawn up contracts. This can talk about legal advice. In the reverse, that's a big warning sign actually, that somebody I mean, the Queen of Swords in reverse is a bit of a bitch. She's intelligent, but she uses it in a conniving way. Yeah, really interesting. Look at this card as well. The split on that card. Give me another one. Why is the Queen of Swords here with the King of Keys? There's something that needs to be brought into balance here. Somebody could have been missing out on an opportunity, and it could be something to do with your stability, your house again, or celebration of milestones. Feels like somebody's pulled in two directions almost. Just be wary of this. I think it's telling you that you need to be the King of Keys, no matter if you're he, she, they. See yourself in the position of power. Project, manifest that for yourself. Watch out for anyone who's... Just read the small print of contracts, I want to say. I don't like that the Queen of Swords is there in reverse. She's very, very cold as well, the Queen of Swords in reverse. So the Queen of Scrolls. It could... I mean, these are in the upright, so this is in the reverse. So I just think you need to just be careful. Careful of everybody's motives. A beautiful, not in a paranoia kind of way, but in a... Take your time to properly look things over. Do get legal advice from somebody who you trust. Get a second opinion if you can as well. this could also say there's a need for somebody. There's a need for somebody with a keen eye, somebody who knows legalities, somebody who's yeah, it could be you need to get a second opinion on this from somebody who knows what they're talking about, from somebody who is trained in the legal system. It could be saying, ignore my advice. She doesn't know what she's talking about, quite frankly. And I agree with that. Go and get proper legal advice. The Queen of Scrolls. A beautiful woman holds a scroll as she stands in front of a sunlit archway. Around her swirls the energy of wisdom, knowledge, and Akashic truth. When this card appears upright, she brings important information and inspiration to you. I mean, don't take advice about property and financial matters from a tarot card reading. What are you thinking? Go and back it up with evidence from a lawyer, but maybe get a second opinion on that as well in this case. This Queen of Scrolls is a woman of higher mind who you may already know or have yet to meet. Her purpose is to help you move through the entryway to a new level of wisdom and understanding. She could be a teacher to you in some way or offer a friendship that could develop into deeper love. This woman could be helpful to you in some project requiring communication. She may be an author, a marketer, or a publisher. If you are a writer, she may be somebody who can assist you in getting published. The Queen of Scrolls could also represent you or a woman in your life getting a position in a field related to communication or academics, such as counselling, teaching, marketing, or publishing. This card indicates a phase of deepening understanding and readiness to learn. It is the perfect time for personal growth and expansive learning, whether it's mind, body, or spirit-centered. Open the mysteries that are hidden in the Akashic Scrolls and step through the door of knowledge. Close your eyes and feel the Queen of Scrolls approach. As she hands you a scroll, your greater mind awakens. Feel the sparkling brilliance there. Really interesting because you've got Queen of Scrolls and she's sat on this message. So it could definitely be some sort of it could be the offer of a contract. You could be getting out of a bad contract even and moving into a good contract. The Queen of Scrolls, please. Yeah, it could definitely be teaching or higher learning. The Page of Swords is a student of information. They collect information, they gain knowledge. She's also carrying a book, so this could definitely be something to do with books and writing, which reminds me, actually, I read the Shakespeare passage, Sonnet 55, and I meant to say it reminds me of from ancient Rome, so about approximately 1,500, 1,600 years before that. Ovid wrote a really, really similar poem. Now I have finished my work which nothing can ever destroy, not Jupiter's wrath, nor fire, nor sword, nor devouring time. The day which has power over nothing except this body of mine may come when it will and end the uncertain span of my life, but the finer part of myself shall sweep me into eternity, higher than all the stars. My name shall never be forgotten. Whether the might of Rome extends in the lands she has conquered, the people shall read and recite my words. Through all ages, if poets have vision to prophesy truth, I shall live in my fame. So it could definitely be that somebody is a writer, somebody's a poet, somebody's writing poetry or a book, or it could even be somebody who draws up contracts, somebody who's doing something important with paperwork. Having this thing of what do I want to leave after me after I pass away? What, if I died tomorrow, what would I have left? What name would I have made for myself in the world? So I do feel like there's something where it's like almost like the pen is mightier than the sword as well. I need to tell my story. Maybe somebody's writing an autobiography. Queen of Wands and Temperance. So really interesting. These are two cards about pulling back on your passions. The Queen of Wands is very, very, very creative. This could be Sagittarius, by the way. Both of these cards are Sagittarius for me. Very creative, a lot of ideas, very passionate, very confident, magnetic. Easily, if this was a teacher, this person could easily control a classroom because they're so vibrant, all eyes are on them. But with Temperance, it's like this person's patient, they can hold back. Again, so you're getting another message about take your time, do it right, be confident, wait it out, be balanced, be moderate. So you've got that message kind of again there. If this is somebody, because if I'm reading for a man, this could be somebody who you find very, very physically attractive. Right, Archangel Michael. The Archangel Michael is a channel of divine power. He is seen here sharing his energy with two small children. bringing them strength and support. He's about to pick up the boy and he can help you lift your energies too. When you receive this card, know that your energy reflects Michael's amazing strength. This can be a cycle of increasing power for you, one where you feel your courage grow and you know what action to take next. Trust your convictions, your power, and your resourcefulness. Michael upright heralds a time of greater courage, force, initiative, and action, so don't delay. He's right there with you, so tap into the dynamo within you and take the action that compels you. With Michael and your own power, you can move mountains and lift yourself to new heights. Close your eyes and sense Archangel Michael's approach. Begin to feel the force of your own courage and strength grow within you, making you feel ready to take the action with confidence and peace. Feel the power that lifts every part of you now. You could be actually standing up to somebody. There could be a need for bravery for you to stand up to something, or to just conquer that, whatever that devil card represented for you in your own life. The lovely thing about Archangel Michael and the mythology of him is, mythology is stories, by the way. I'm not saying it's true or untrue. Whatever you think. Mythos, it comes from the Greek word mythos. I don't know why I'm talking so much about Shakespeare and Ovid and my classical studies and literature specialisms, but here we are. It's he literally defeated the devil with a sword when the devil was in the form of a dragon. So if you have inner demons or outer demons to conquer, and you need to be brave and you need to have courage, and you're interested in calling on a specific deity to help you with that, I would definitely recommend Archangel Michael. He would be courage and the defeating of demons. So, you couldn't pick a better card. I waffle on a lot, I know, I'm sorry. I'm going to take these two. The Star and, look, Tower, High Priestess, Seven of Pentacles, the World. Okay, I will talk about those in a second. So Michael is being clarified by the Seven of Swords and the Star. Somebody could be healing from some sort of deception. It could be saying keep your plan to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody about your hopes and your dreams and your wishes. You can be a little bit secretive at this time. The High Priestess here also talks about keeping secrets. So it could definitely be talking about keep things to yourself, don't go telling everybody your whole plan. But it can also indicate here that even if there is deception around you, keep your eyes on the prize, keep focused on your dreams, your wishes, your goals, and try not to pay attention to the negative, because the universe hears our thoughts and responds to them, and it doesn't matter if you're thinking negative thoughts or good thoughts, the universe is going to increase those in equal measure. So if you've always got a poverty mindset or an I'm trapped mindset, a negative mindset, the universe is going to reinforce that. If you ignore your negative thoughts, try and push them out of your mind. I know that's not easy to do, whatever works for you, right? But if you focus, if you feel your thoughts stray into your concerns, refocus your thoughts on your dreams, your wishes. Where do you want to go? And the universe will help you with that. Obviously take steps towards it, but again, he's taking steps forward. I feel like you have to take kind of play your cards close to your chest and take secretive steps towards your goals. You don't want everybody to know. I always say the Seven of Swords can be a negative card if people are acting deceptively around you, so be aware of that. But it's also a card about, say somebody was planning a surprise birthday, you wouldn't tell the person, then it would ruin the surprise, it would ruin the fun. So you would act in Seven of Swords energy. Another time that Seven of Swords energy would be useful would be like if you were going for a promotion, if you were going for a certain job, it's your dream job. If you told the whole office, 5 people from the office might apply for the same job and lower your chances. So you don't tell them, Sometimes you have to play your cards close to your chest, and it's okay to do that. As long as you're acting in high vibration and you're not undermining or being underhand in any kind of like negative way. Here you've got the Tower, the High Priestess, the Seven of Pentacles, and the World card. Something is completing here. It's something that somebody's put a lot of time into. Again, you've got a card here about waiting patiently for for a payout on something that you've invested time into. The Seven of Pentacles talks about planting seeds and watching them grow. Everything has a season, right? They don't bear, most plants don't bear fruit constantly all year round. You have to wait for them to come into the season. So somebody is definitely waiting for something that they've put a lot of work into, and there will be the right season for this to come round. Again, the World card can talk about global travel. We've seen this a few times. Literally, somebody could be moving across the world and they're waiting for a travel visa, but it can also say there's a cycle here that's closing out. The World card may also talk about a cycle of learning, so perhaps graduating from university, something like this. The High Priestess is talking about your intuition, your higher knowing, your higher learning, your spiritual self, trusting your intuition at this time, but also not telling everybody everything that you know. The High Priestess knows and she doesn't necessarily speak. The Tower card can say that there's going to be something unexpected. It may feel like a rug being pulled out from underneath your feet. It may feel like the universe has done you dirty, but the Tower moments always come in to help you. Sometimes when it's happening, it can feel like the world is falling apart around you, but when the dust clears, you can normally see why that happened. So you can look back at it and say, do you know what? That job that I got fired from, I wasn't happy there anyway, and now I've got this job that I love. Sometimes it can be, you know, it's normally just getting you out of a cycle that you've been stuck in and you haven't been able to get yourself out of it. The universe comes in with that sledgehammer and knocks a wall down for you. So yeah, there could be something that's very, very turbulent for you at this time. Some of you, you're the person bringing this in. You're the person making a change, and it kind of is disrupting everybody else in your environment. So trust your intuition on this. You will get a return on your investments, and you will be able to close out this cycle and this chapter of your life, or maybe just finish writing that chapter, you know, if you're writing a book. On the underlying, he's back again. You know what? We're not scared. I'm not afraid anymore. What makes you sure you're all I need? Forget about it. That's Billie Eilish. Do take care. I hope this was helpful to you. I'm going to leave it there, and yeah, best of luck with that. I think you've got this. I think you've got this. You just have to be... It's like a waiting game. It's a waiting game, and it's trust your intuition about other people's motives around you. Go and get that second, other people's advice though, because a second opinion is always good. But remember, opinions are just opinions. You don't have to take legal advice just because somebody's given it to you. If it doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't feel right to you. So yeah, always trust your own intuition. And yeah, if you get advice and it doesn't feel right, go and get a second advice. And if you need to go and get third advice, do that. But at the end of the day, if you're unsure, wait it out, I think is the advice of that reading. And with that, I'm going to leave. Do take care, and I hope that was helpful to you. Goodbye.